1 year after what happened in the last movie, Spencer Gilpin, Anthony Fridge Johnson, Martha Capley, and Bethany Walker are now friends. They've finished high school and went their different directions in life. Bethany is traveling around the world to help communities, Martha is well liked at her college, and Fridge has been working out a lot. They decide to meet up for the holidays at Nora's Diner, in Brantford, New Hampshire. At the same time, Spencer is facing difficulties in his life while he's at college, in New York. He's not happy with his job at a simple supermarket, and he's also paused his long-distance relationship with Martha. When he comes back home, he discovers that his grandfather, Eddie, is staying in his room as he recovers from hip surgery. During that evening, as Spencer and Eddie talk about their challenges, Eddie advises his grandson that college is a wonderful phase of life, and things might become more difficult as one gets older. Feeling hopeless about his situation getting better, Spencer chooses to become Dr. Smolder Bravestone again, inside the Jumanji video game. He collects the game's broken parts that he had hidden, fixes it as best as he can, and turns it on again. The following morning, Spencer's 3 friends are confused when he doesn't appear for their planned reunion. They go to his house to find him, but instead, they meet Eddie and his distant friend, Milo Walker. They discover that Eddie and Milo used to own Nora's together, but they had a fallout when Milo decided to retire. While looking for Spencer, the 3 friends hear the familiar drum sounds of Jumanji, and find the game active in his basement. With some hesitation, they agree to go back into the game to save him. When they start playing the game again, they notice some changes from the first time they played. Even though Martha is again Ruby Roundhouse, Fridge is now using the avatar, Professor Shelley Oberon, which used to belong to Bethany. Making things more complex, the broken game accidentally brings Eddie and Milo into the game as well. Eddie becomes Dr. Smolder Bravestone, and Milo becomes Franklin Mouse Finbar. Unfortunately, Bethany is left behind outside the game. After Fridge loses his first life by being eaten by an anaconda, a non-playing character guide named Nigel Billingsley appears in an airplane, and gives the players their new objective. They need to defeat the villain, Jurgen the Brutal, who killed Bravestone's parents, and took a gem called the Falcon Jewel that ensures good harvests. The 4 adventurers must retrieve the jewel and expose it to the sun, calling out the name of Jumanji to win the game. Nigel leaves the players in a desert where they face a threat from a group of ostriches. They narrowly manage to escape, using an abandoned dune buggy. It becomes clear that Eddie's hasty decisions, and Milo's tendency to talk at length, are putting the group in danger. This is evident when Milo takes too much time explaining the ostrich's biology, causing Eddie to lose one of his lives when he confronts an ostrich. When they reach a location known as the Oasis, the group encounters Spencer, who has transformed into a female cat burglar, called Ming Fleetfoot. Eddie unintentionally causes Spencer to lose one of his lives. He hands Spencer over to Jurgen, the Brutal, who kills Spencer by beheading him. Thankfully, Spencer respawns nearby after this. Using the hints they received, Fridge and Martha find a desert fruit called the Jumanji berry. While doing this, they come across a pool of water that glows green, and discover that it lets them switch their avatars with each other. While Spencer and Milo look for camels for the group to ride, Eddie gets into a fight with about 40 strangers. This fight catches the notice of Switchblade, a mercenary who is the only weakness of Bravestone. Switchblade uses a rocket launcher to kill all the players with one shot, causing each of them to lose a life. While riding camels to their next location, the group's progress is hindered by an argument between Eddie and Milo. The argument revolves around Milo's decision to retire from the restaurant business, which upset Eddie, who is a hard worker. The argument comes to a halt when Eddie accidentally traps Milo under a rock, causing Milo to lose his second life. Finally, the team reaches the next stage, a set of rope bridges that move across a canyon. Soon after, they come across a group of aggressive mandrills. These mandrills chase the players, and try to push them off the bridges. Even though Fridge manages to lead the group across, using his avatar's skill with geometry, they end up being trapped on the other side by the aggressive monkeys. Unfortunately, Martha loses her second life when the mandrills throw her into the canyon during their encounter. Just when things seem dire, Alex Vreek, who Bethany has convinced to help, comes to their rescue. Alex is once again playing as Jefferson McDonough, and Bethany is now taking on the role of a black horse named Cyclone. They've also brought winter clothes for the rest of the group to wear. Eddie and Milo mend their relationship, and Milo reveals that he is seriously ill, and wants to reconcile with Eddie before his passing. While the team gets ready to face Jurgen at his mountain stronghold, Fridge brings up a crucial point: the avatars they've been using have been causing significant problems. Spencer's anxiety doesn't match Ming's thieving skills, Milo's wordiness leads to delays in explaining dangers from animals, and Eddie's impulsive nature clashes with Bravestone's character. Shortly after, Fridge unintentionally discovers a river with the same glowing water they saw at the oasis. Everyone except for Martha and Alex jumps into the river. As a result, Spencer, Fridge, and Bethany return to their initial avatars. Meanwhile, Eddie becomes Ming, and Milo transforms into Cyclone. Regrettably, the two elderly men are captured by Jurgen's followers shortly after this. This leaves the original group of 5 with the task of saving them. While infiltrating the mountain stronghold, Alex loses 2 of his lives due to the traps, while attempting to rescue Milo. Meanwhile, Fridge and Bethany pretend to be a well-known duo that Jurgen is anticipating. During this time, Spencer and Martha not only repair their relationship, but also locate and liberate Eddie. Within the fortress, Martha engages Jurgen's henchmen while accompanied by music, and Spencer chases after Jurgen, who is attempting to escape. Facing Jurgen on his airship, Spencer figures out that the Jumanji berry is Jurgen's vulnerability. He uses it to subdue and conquer Jurgen. Down below, Cyclone turns out to be a flying horse, allowing Milo to carry Eddie to meet Spencer in midair. Spencer throws the Falcon Jewel to his grandfather, who follows Nigel's instructions and points the gem at the sun. With their mission accomplished, the whole team shouts Jumanji, bringing the game to an end. Nigel appears to take the players back home. However, Milo reveals that he wants to stay in the game. Eddie accepts his decision, saying goodbye, and appreciating their friendship. Spencer expresses his gratitude to his friends for rescuing him. Fridge jokingly tells Spencer not to repeat the adventure again. All of them safely return to Spencer's basement, and Eddie changes his perspective on aging, telling Spencer that it's actually a gift. Spencer and Eddie eventually visit Nora's diner, and they discover that the current owner is Nora Shepherd, who is the aunt of Judy and Peter, and an old friend of Eddie's. Drawing on the lessons he learned as Bravestone, Eddie starts to show interest in her, using an intense smoldering expression as he flirts. In a scene during the credits, Spencer's mother contacts a repairman to fix the basement heater, and he accidentally finds the game and its console. Meanwhile, at Nora's diner, a group of ostriches rushes by, surprising Spencer and his friends.